As it relates to improving educational outcomes, as I have said repeatedly over the last year, job creation must be our #1 priority in our state, bringing better and higher paying jobs to our state. But intrinsic within that, we must improve the educational outcomes of our kids. I support the passage of a strong charter school law that will provide educational choices to our parents and increase student achievement. The general principles that I will support give broad flexibility for the creation of charter schools, but I also believe that any applicants need to have a proven track record of success. I believe that the governing agency, or the authorizer, should be an independent commission, and I also believe that money should follow the child. I'm also going to support school district consolidation. I support significant school district consolidation, but the one item that I think we should do soon and do quickly is the consolidation of the 3 school districts in Sunflower County into one. Currently, Indianola, Drew, and Sunflower districts are all under conservatorship, are all under state control. I believe we should consolidate them, and I am going to support language which would mandate an appointed superintendent for that one school district in Sunflower County. Optimizing state services. When I announced my committee chairman and the names of our committees, we created an accountability, efficiency, and transparency committee within the state Senate. I believe we should have some common sense procurement reforms that will allow for saving money. Currently, the State Department of Finance and Administration can develop a statewide contract for commodities, but cannot do so for services. I support allowing the statewide contract for services. I also support moving towards a self-funding of DFA's Office of Purchasing, Travel, and Fleet Management by allowing the agency to keep rebates or administrative fees gained through contract negotiations. Returning to fiscal responsibility. As I have been a proponent of saving for a rainy day in every one of my 8 years as the state's treasurer, I also support saving for a rainy day today. I believe the legislature should follow the law requiring 2% of general fund revenues to be set aside in the state's rainy day fund. And I also am a proponent for reining in our credit card spending. We must get control of our overall debt burden if we're going to free up monies in our budget to invest in our priorities. One specific area that I will propose is as it relates to the Industry Incentive Financing Revolving Loan Fund. Over the last couple of years, the state legislature has authorized $468 million for this fund for specific economic development projects. So without affecting or hurting our state's economic development efforts, we are going to propose that that revolving loan fund be capped in the future at $50 million, and that all repayments received through the fund, in addition to that $50 million, be utilized to go to pay debt service, so that we can minimize the total amount of general fund dollars that is going to pay debt service, again, freeing up monies in our budget for other things. And finally, with protecting our families, I support language which would amend our statutory rape laws to require better reporting and protection of minors from statutory rape. It has been referred in past sessions as the Child Protection Act, and as we go through the process, I am going to support similar language which would work to help protect our families. With that, I'll conclude my prepared remarks by saying that as many of our key committee chairmen are standing behind me today, we are working to develop specific language in each of these areas. Bills, in some instances, have been dropped, others will be dropped over the next week or so. But much like I did in announcing my committee chairman and having met with each and every one of them, in virtually every area that I talk about today in this legislative agenda, over the last month I have sat down and met with most, if not all, of the interested parties in various areas, and I look forward to working with Speaker Gunn to get legislation passed that meets these criteria and meets these principles.